Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Hope you all are doing fantastic. It is Friday today. I'm going to use the Wizard Tarot for the reading this morning and World of Vision for clarifying. And we will do our daily. If I didn't say that already, taking a look at current situation and the influences around that. Let's get started here. Give me a couple more shuffles. What does the collective need to know today? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? And keep in mind, this is collective, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's do this. Current situation. 9 of Swords. Present influence. The Fool. Future influence, 4 of Cups, what we don't see, Hermit, what to look for, Justice, unexpected, please, Death, Challenge, 4 of Pentacles, Strength, 7 of Wands, where does this lead, Strength, and Knight of Wands, 5 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck here today. So I'm looking at the 9 of Swords with the Fool as the influence. So, I mean, I'm kind of getting a feeling of, oh, this is a stressful new beginning. A lot of indifferent thoughts, like not really decisions, but I'm feeling a little confused when I look at what's happening. And no, I'm not. Well, probably I'm not confused about the reading. I'm confused, like getting that feeling that you some of you may be feeling kind of confused right now. And with the 10 of Pentacles, I don't feel like this is, I feel like it's more about it almost feels to me like a feeling of how do I get moving? How do I get started with something? And it definitely has to do with either money, home, family, but it feels a lot like home. Like how, I don't know. I'm getting a feeling of, I'm going to put this over here. Like I'm stressed. I'm sitting here feeling very anxious right now, or very, very kind of not hyped up, but wound up. And that I am getting that feeling because I need to just get moving. I need to get moving. And I'm feeling, I don't know what life area, I don't know that that matters because I feel like some of you, it's just kind of in general. When I get the 10 of Pentacles, when I say home, that could be so many things, right? But I feel like there's something here that's just wanting you to, but I don't know how. It feels like that. Like I know what I need to do and I'm stressed about it and I keep revisiting it, but I just need, but the energy is move and I'm not, that's the feeling I'm getting. I'm going to clarify that Fool card. What is, to see if they can give us a clue on what this is. Me and my lovely shuffles. Tell me, maybe it's supposed to come out. Tell me about this Fool, please. What is this Fool in the present influence? Because I feel like too with that 4 of Cups, there is you go back to the, but I don't want to do that. So it feels like this is an internal struggle. Tell me about the Fool, please. Tell me about the Fool. I'm going to take this card. King of Wands. Okay, the Devil. I mean, this is something like this new beginning comes from, I mean, I feel like the King of Wands is the energy. Like I really just want to move forward and do this. Um, and the Chariot is moving away from this devil energy, whatever that is to you. So this is some kind of addiction. Okay, so for instance, I gotta stop scrolling my phone. I gotta start doing things, or I've got to stop thinking I need a glass of wine every night, or and how do I move away from that? Because the Fool is that energy of I've got to do something different. And with that Chariot leaving the devil, that's what it kind of feels like to me. Keep in mind, this could be anything, like as something as like procrastination, or I got to move away from, maybe, if you're involved in, like I said, scrolling on your phone, watching news clips, or just funny clips, or something. It could be simple, but you really want to get away from that. The King of Wands to me is that energy, kind of like the Fool, where I just need to move. And that's the feeling I'm getting. Here's what I'm kind of giggling about, because this is the Four of Cups saying, well, wait a minute. I'm still kind of just daydreaming. I see what you're handing me. I see that gift. I see what could happen, but you can't get out of thinking what you want. Like, I want to go back to that glass of wine. I want to go scroll. I want to go do this. So there's this just huge, I got to change this up. This feeling I'm getting, or this feeling I'm in. The Hermit is in the what you don't see. I feel like this is saying what you don't see is exactly what you need to do. Um, maybe instead of scrolling, meditate. Instead of having that glass of wine, do yoga. I mean, I'm just going off here. I mean, I think that the Hermit is also an energy of you've probably been in some kind of, not, I mean, isolation, but keep that open, because it could be just isolation, that maybe you're not asking for help, or you're not getting others' ideas, or you're not making that effort to get out of the scroll. Like, I'm just happy doing this right now. I'm just going to keep doing this. And it's not necessarily, this isn't bad. I mean, it is what it is. We can get in these funks. What to look for is justice. I mean, come on. I feel like this is the balance, right? This is, look for the balance, and you can still do the things you get caught up in. Now, I would say, just as a life coach and working with people, that when we're trying to break a habit, sometimes it's good just to get away from it completely for a bit. Not that you can't, do it with, being, moderate about it, but sometimes that's hard, because that's the catch, right? It's like, okay, if I start doing this, how do I stop myself? What is the stopping? So I don't need to have a glass of wine every night, but maybe I do on the weekend, or every other night. But then does that go back to the every night, right? So it's finding that balance, not taking away something necessarily. I mean, there's some addictions we have to just stop, because we can't just have one, right? There's that. And if you recognize that, like, I know 100% one of my worst addictions is jalapeno Fritos. And it's, as long as I don't buy them, I'm good. But if I have that bag in my house, no matter how much I say, only eat this much, and I'll even separate it into baggies and do all of it doesn't work. So I know when I buy that bag, I'm going to eat the whole thing. So I don't buy it, but every once in a while I treat myself to it, that kind of thing. But I can't have it in the house. So there is I know that when I do this, I'm going to overdo. So at what point do you, work that balance through? And I think that's kind of what the cards are applying with that balance, with the justice there, and also be honest with yourself, you know, find the honesty. Like, do I need to stop this forever? Or how can I do this in moderation? The death card is the unexpected. There is something I feel like that could be coming in that, and I'm going to clarify this guy, that is going to allow you to change and modify that behavior of whatever that is. Now, this is feels pretty specific to me, but we all have things we do that, so this can be anything, really. We all have things that, I mean, some of us are very rigid and, don't get overstuck on one area. So tell me more about this death card. Tell me about the death card. And unexpected. What is this death card? Four of Wands. Eight of Swords. Ugh, I didn't want both of those. The Hierophant. I feel like the death card is you recognizing exactly why you're stuck. Okay, so if you look at this, so you will get some knowledge here. So the Four of Wands, I mean, this can be celebration coming together, usually something of that nature. The Eight of Swords is she's stuck, but she's facing that whatever this is like. The Four of Wands to you is that thing that you can't let go of, and Eight of Wands, or the Eight of Swords, is her stuck because of it, because she's not looking away from it. She wants to keep going towards that. The Death is the actual Hierophant in the realization of that, like, coming above it and seeing what you really need to do. So the Hierophant is the death card. This is what's happening. This is what's changing. And that is control. That is recognition. That is understanding more about what you need to do moving forward, or understanding whatever it is you're trying to move away from, how it is affecting you. And once you can understand that, and that's the growth here, that leads you into healing or moving away from it or what have you. In the challenge, we have the Four of Pentacles. So that's the feeling of not letting go. I can't let go of this, and it's going to be hard. And then the cards are just saying this is a challenge. Absolutely. This is not an easy process. It is very easy to stay in those habits. And again, I want to keep it real here. We all have them to some degree or another. Some of us have fought those demons, and some of us have not yet. So, the challenge is letting that go. You're holding on to it. How do I let this go? So I feel like, though, with the Seven of Wands and your strength, you are standing up to this. And this is about in general. I just really feel like there's something here where you're going to be able, you have it within you to really stand your ground and stand up to what you need to do next and how to move forward. This is not an easy process. Anytime we are trying to change habits, it's not easy. The idea here is to stick with it, and that's hard, but you have it within you to stand up to this. Again, it leads to strength. So it does tell me that you will encompass that inner strength to really allow yourself to stick with what your decision is, to how to move forward. The Knight of Wands comes after that, which is telling me, though, and I see this and I get a little bit worried because I see the Knight of Wands being pulled back. I feel like there's something that's pulling you back to this situation or this thing that you're stuck on, and it's exciting and you're going, I want to go back to that. I want to go back. And you're headed there with all urgency. So, you know, there is a feeling that that could slip. Then we have, I'm not going to clarify, I was deciding whether to clarify it. We have the Five of Swords in where after that. So this is the, okay, should I really fight this? Or do I just walk away? Or what do I do? What do I do here? Because the Five of Swords to me is a decision in the respect that we, and most of you know me, that I look at the Five of Swords as how much fight to give something, how much energy to put in. It can be about fighting unfairly as well, but it can be like, at what point do I know I'm not going to win this battle and just walk away from it? Or do I fight and stay? I feel like it has to do with this thing, right? You're headed back towards it, and then you're like, well, maybe I don't fight this and I just keep doing this. Or should I? So there is that's where I feel like the confusion is. The Four of Cups with that Five of Swords is the confusion, right? That's why I was getting confused, or like having that confusion feeling, because that's what's going to be hard. Tell me about this Five of Swords. Seven of Wands, Sun, and the Moon. What do I really stand up for? There is a feeling to me that you want joy, but there's also something about this situation that makes you feel like, well, this does bring me joy. And I feel like the Five of Swords is that moon where you're still unclear about how to move forward with this. And keep in mind, this is for the next couple days. So there is definitely something happening here at the top of your head that's saying, I may just go back. And again, this can be anything. So keep an open mind here. Advice, please. And the Hierophant shows up. I feel like this is commit yourself to whatever it is that's truly important to you. Again, we've got the Seven of Wands over here in our strength. We had the Seven of Wands clarifying that Five of Swords. So I do feel like this is, what is really important to you. And understand it, study it, acknowledge it, and commit to it. And I feel like that's what the advice is. Whatever it is for you. And do not, absolutely, let's say, that glass of wine is important to you. And I want to have a glass of wine every night. Well, then commit to a glass of wine every night. Maybe it's don't have two, don't overdo, or commit to, well, I do like my wine, so I have to commit to myself that I'm going to have one every other night, or only on the weekends, or twice a week, whatever days I choose, that kind of thing. But you have to stick with whatever your decision is. But again, the Hierophant is understand it. Don't just jump in and say, this is what I think I'm going to do. Study it, understand it. Anything else we need to know for today? Eight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Swords. It's up to you to make that decision, and only you can. If you're feeling stuck and you don't feel like you're in control or in charge, Queen of Pentacles, you have to make that choice. You have to make the decision. It's up to you and only you on how to move forward. Sorry, but that's what the cards are saying. So there you have your daily reading. I resonate with this a lot. Like, there's things that I do need to give up on. And, I think we all have them to some degree or another. Again, some of us, may find, I think what it's pointing out to at this point is, if it's stressing you out, if there's something here that's stressing you out about moving forward, then That's the key here, and that's the thing that needs to be looked at. So take care. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hit that thumbs up button as well. Thank you. Take care.